This video is for entertainment purposes only, and yeah, fair use. I know about it. I know all about it. Hey, everybody. Hey, guys. I was just looking for a reason to come say hello, and it's been a little bit since we've caught up on a few things. Who do we got here? Shermar, my Shermar, making sure everyone's on live chat, not top chat. Thank you very much for that reminder. Kissy Kiss, Bossy, Kim, Cinnamon, Hot, Hot, Hot. Leon, Vlad and Paler, hey. Noel, Deborah, Angel Play, J-Fid, Sly. Who else we got? Silver Turtle Lady, TT, Julie Virgo, Jennifer Falk. Hi, Amber Chick, Stacy. Hello. And y'all Nana's not drunk. Y'all Nana's not drunk. I know I missed your super chat on my last stream. I'm so sorry. I was in a different screen. My bad. Please forgive me. I did see that after I did post it in my chat. I pinned it, I should say. So, my bad. You know how I am with that. And I know, that Amber Chick. Hello. Good to see you today, AZ. Hope you had an amazing holiday. I did. I really did. I had a great holiday, you guys. A really good holiday. There's nothing I enjoy more than watching my daughter be happy, right? Nothing. Watching her open presents, watching her become excited for Santa. There's nothing that compares, right? It's there's a couple of different reasons why. One, you get to relive your childhood all over again, right? Because you guys remember, do you remember what it was like to go to sleep on Christmas Eve so excited to wake up the next morning? Do you remember that feeling? If you bring yourself way back, right? It was a lot of fun, right? Do I miss the elf on the shelf? Hell no. To the no. Yo, I'm going to tell this elf on the shelf story. Some of you might have heard it from my Instagram, but real quick, because it's one of my finer moments as a parent. It really is. It was one of those things that couldn't happen again in a million years. I couldn't duplicate it again if I tried, right? So this was actually last year. Hey, Jen T, hey. So last year, crack of dawn, my kid comes walking out of the room. She's like, Mama, where's the elf, right? First thing she says when she wakes up in the morning, because, we got to go look for it. Well, this particular time, I forgot to, we've all been there. You forget to hide the elf, utter disappointment. Nobody likes to disappoint, right? So I draw her attention the opposite way in which she's coming. I'm like, what's that? I point down the hallway, right, to get her to turn around. Well, in the midst of me being like, hey, what's that? And her turning around, I scurry over to pick the elf up. I toss the elf into the Christmas tree perfectly. Like the elf's name's Tinsel, okay? Tinsel landed on a branch, so perfectly. It looked like I set it up that way, and it was a toss, okay? It was a freak thing, boom, psh, Tinsel's chilling in the tree. So here comes my daughter around the corner. Takes her a minute to find it. We find Tinsel, and I'm just like, yeah, that's right. Swoosh. Swooshing elves into trees, you know what I'm saying? I make it happen. But it is a lot of fun. it's fun for the first couple weeks. Then after that, it's like, all right, what am I going to do with this freaking elf? You know what I mean? But another funny one I'll share is we like 2 months ago, we were in Market Basket and my kid's like, oh my God, they make Elf on the Shelf cereal. We need to save this for Christmas. We need to save it. So she like won't even eat it. Even now, she's like, no, that's the Elf cereal. So the last night that Tinsel was here, I put Tinsel in like a bowl of cereal and I put a note on the box. I was like, oh, this is the best cereal ever. So the next morning, my kid went out before I was awake and found it. And she wanted to bring me the note to ask me what it says because she's 5. She can't really read, right? So she goes to reach for the note, and in reaching for the sticky note on the box of cereal, she knocks Tinsel over in the cereal bowl, right? I heard like the cereal bowl crash. I'm like, what the fuck, right? I'm laying in bed. She comes in my room. She's like, Mama, where are the tongs? The tongs. I'm like, what? She's like, I need the tongs. The cooking tongs. I'm like, why? She goes, Tinsel fell and I can't touch her. Like, she knows she can't touch the elf. That's one of the rules. So she was looking for a pair of tongs so she could pick the elf up. I'm like, no, that still counts, right? So anyways, so yeah, lots of fun with the Elf on the Shelf. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. Pinterest and stuff, they have great ideas for Elf on the Shelf. If you ever run out on some of them are like a lot of work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that serious, but I will take like one of my daughter's toys, like a unicorn or something. I'll sit the elf on and hang it from the ceiling fan, just things like that, like something quick and easy. Maybe I'll do like 4 extravagant versions for her just to make her giggle. But yeah, if you don't have an Elf on the Shelf and your kid don't know, just don't even bother. I'm telling you, it's not even worth it. But I had a great holiday. Did you guys have a good holiday? I really did. I know Julie is completely enthralled by the Elf on the Shelf now because, we have to remember that our friend Julie Virgo here is from the UK, right? So Julie, is it a whole UK thing, or because there's some people in the United States that don't even know what Elf on the Shelf is? So I don't know if it's just like a U thing or a UK thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you did that, Shyla? They have mean ones. Stacy says they also have mean ones, like elf-shaped crushed peppermint with the Thanos figurine next to it. Oh, I know, TT, right? When you look on Pinterest, you're like, wow, I'm a failure. I should be doing all this fancy stuff, right? They do it here now because of you Americans. It's okay. Interesting. Because when I was a kid, I didn't have an Elf on the Shelf. I don't even think I heard of it until like, I don't know, 10 years ago. I don't know, but I do know now that some people my age had them when they were younger. So they say, but I don't remember it. Maybe I just don't remember. I don't know. Yeah, it's really fun watching kids get excited, right? So fun. So remember how I was talking to you guys on Twitter about how I was like, don't be a half-ass parent. Make sure you go get different wrapping paper from Santa. You know what I'm saying? And I explained to everyone. I'm like, I remember that. I remember like putting 2 and 2 together. Like, why does my mom and Santa have the same wrapping paper? So I've always made it a point to not do that. Well, don't you know, this year, even after I was out there on Twitter, like, yeah, don't do that. I made the mistake. Kids are so smart. Let me tell you. The things you would, all right, put it this way. I took a bow. I have a big box of bows and ribbon and all. There's a million different colors, kinds, whatever, right? Of course, my child must know what every single one looks like because I took one out of the box and I put it on one of her Santa presents. And when she was opening presents, she was like, Mama, don't you have this bow? And I'm like, I do. Can't believe she knew what this freaking bow. Like, how did you know that? So yeah, you got to be careful, man. But she didn't question it further. I was like, yeah, it must be a universal bow, I mean, whatever. But yeah, kids notice things like that, man. They do. You tell your kids that Santa sends you stuff early to wrap. Yeah, see, mine would just be up my ass. Like, can I open one? Can I open one? It was bad the day before. So I had made the mistake earlier in the week of telling her on Christmas Eve, you can open one, right? Every day for like a week straight. Can I open one? Can I open it now? Can I open it now? I'm like, I'll let you know when. You know how when you're a parent, you're like, why did I even tell them that kind of thing? So anyways, It was a lot of fun. It's so fun. And this is such a fun age, right? Because she's 5, right? Angel Play says, when my daughter was 5, she wrapped a sock around the elf's face and tucked him under her bed. Oh, she touched the elf. Oh no, not supposed to touch it. But that's hilarious. Yeah. I only got one complaint this year from my child, which, kids will tell you like it is. So I got her a Barbie getaway house, right? You know what she says to me the other night? Okay, this kid got more presents than you could even fathom, okay? Like, spoiled rotten. Spoiled rotten. She says to me when I go to tuck her in, I'm like, did you have a good day? You got everything you wanted? Yep. She's like, yeah, but next year, can you get me the Bobby Dream house and not the getaway house? Because that's like bigger. I'm like, some kids don't get any toys. I give her the whole talk, but I didn't know the getaway house was smaller than the dream house. I should have known better, She needs that anyways, but hey, whatever. See, Jane, your mom, okay, smart lady. My mom never wrapped Santa because Santa pulls the toys out of his bags or off his sled. Smart, very smart. Very smart. My mom kept our stuff at her work because she found out that we would take the bows off, peek and retape. Oh, girl, I used to do the retape too. I would find the perfect place on a present where I could just kind of like cut it right along the seam. Girl, I know all about that trick, right? Except I didn't even get caught. I don't think I did anyways. You would retape the bow over where you looked. I don't think I've ever done that though. That's so funny. I know. I remember I think it was like 1998, and I only know this because I was in 8th grade, I think, yeah. And I wanted a PlayStation. I can't remember if it's a PlayStation 1 or a PlayStation 2, like Grand Theft Auto, whatever, but I remember I wanted that freaking PlayStation so bad, right? And I knew that my parents were hiding gifts in their closet, and I just had to know if I got the PlayStation. And I knew about that PlayStation weeks before Christmas, which kind of ruined it, but yeah, I was a little sneaky sneakerson. And then did you guys, before I get into what I came here to talk about, did you guys ever see what they do in school now? I know my daughter did it in preschool, and she came home with some from kindergarten, but it's called reindeer food. Yeah, I think that's what it's called, reindeer food. So what they do is they take like a plastic baggie and they put oats in it and glitter. That way you dump it outside the night before. That way, they see the glitter sparkling, they know where the food is. So we did the reindeer food. We made cookies for Santa, but it came out so bad. Oh my God, it was such a bad. So we got cookie cutters. My mom gave us these really cool Christmas cookie cutters. So of course we wanted to use them. And we made them like way too thick or too big. We put too many on one cookie sheet. It ended up just being one big sugar cookie sheet. All the shapes didn't stay. It was too many on one sheet, but whatever. Does it really matter? They all taste the same, right? Quite a few people don't celebrate Christmas or believe in Santa. Jesse, we get away from the whole purpose of it at this point. Like my kid, like, next time get me the bigger one. It's like, girl, it defeats the whole purpose. It's baby Jesus' birthday, okay? Just be happy with the getaway house. Baby Jesus. The reason for the season, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Anyways. But yeah, I've been arts and craftsing it up all day for 2 days straight, literally. Can we open this? Can we open this? Can we open this? Yep. Hey, Justin. Justin Graves. Thank you for forgiving me, Justin Graves. I'm so glad that Justin's back in my life here. Oh, yeah. Muzz says, cut out cookie tips. Put chopsticks outside the dough, so when you roll the dough, it stops at the correct thickness even. Put in fridge for 30 minutes, 1 hour before baking to keep shape. Ew. Put chopsticks outside of the dough. Oh, the correct thickness. Okay. Oh, so like no thicker than a chopstick. Okay. That's actually a really good tip. Because on the sugar cookie thing, it said like 2 inches or something, and they came out huge. I should have made them smaller. And here I was telling my daughter, no, they have to be thicker. You believe if I told you I was a baker at one point in my life too? Like, obviously I'm rusty, but anyways. So guys, I'm glad you're here. Initially last week I was gonna go live and play you Jesse's rebuttal video. What a joke that was. I ended up leaving him a couple comments and he deleted it. Go figure, because he likes to stand by the things in which he says, right? So that got deleted. So I didn't download it because he's not worthy, but we have a million other things to talk about. So today I want to talk about James Franco. Then I want to show you an amazing Amazon delivery house, which you won't believe it because I was in awe when I saw this. And then the third thing I wanted to talk about, because I feel like it's so worthy. Do you know how, like, my friend, like, Uncivil Law, remember how I used to love Uncivil Law? I'm pretty sure he's really creeped out by me at this point because I wrote him a really creepy handwritten note, but that's besides the point. Uncivil Law the other day did a video basically dragging Todd Grande. You know Dr. Grande? He does all the videos. He says things like, I'm just speculating. I'm just, talking about what it would be like in a situation like this. You know that guy, Todd Grande? Yo, he made Todd Grande look pretty dumb. And I thought it was interesting to watch anyways. So we'll talk about that. But I saw a couple of you early in the chat say you didn't know who James Franco was. You don't know who James Franco is? Oh my God, girl. Let me show you. This is James Franco. Very handsome fellow. Okay. I think girls, ladies, I think we can all agree, he's a good looking dude, right? I mean, he's been in quite a few movies. He's been in one of my favorite movies of all time, Pineapple Express, right? A wicked good movie, one of my favorites. He's done a lot of movies with Seth Rogen. I think he's done like 4. I'm pretty sure like 4, yeah. So the only problem is James Franco here got a little too comfy with being in his own skin here. And a couple years ago, actually it was 2018, this is how he got bopped, okay? Yes, he was on General Hospital too. Yeah, definitely was. This is how he got bopped, all right? In 2018, which was planning out to be one of the best, years of his acting life, because he got a Golden Globe Award, and we all know what a big deal that is, right? So he went up on stage to accept his award, and guess what happened, you guys? He was wearing a pin on his lapel on his suit, right? And it said, "Time's up." Okay. So he's up there on stage in 2018. He's accepting this award with his "Time's Up" pin, which is basically like Me Too, right? Hashtag Me Too, same thing, I guess. I mean, don't shoot me. I could be wrong, but from what I understand, it's kind of the same thing. Tell me if I know y'all will anyways. But so, that happened. Am I lagging here? Hold on. Let me stop my cam because I'm lagging. 1 second, you guys. Yeah, I was lagging pretty bad. I took my photo off. Sorry about that. I don't know why it was doing that. Anyways, robot freezes. I know. I think I need to update my computer. Something's not right because it's been doing this like the last couple of times I go live. It's so annoying. All right, so let me show you this. What was I gonna say? Yeah. Where was I? Hold on. Because what I want to do from you guys is, right? I really want to know, because I have mixed feelings about it. I really do. I want to know if somebody like this can be forgiven or not, right? Now, I'm going to read to you all the allegations that we were on the same page, and then I'm going to play for you a couple little parts of his interview, and then we can talk about whether or not there is forgiveness with something like this, where you stand, where the gray area is, if there is a gray area. What the heck? All right. Okay, so let me read this to you. By the way, if you are sensitive to, SH stuff and things like that, and the whole Me Too movement, things like that, if you are sensitive to a topic like that, maybe this one ain't for you. Maybe you could sit this out. I can timestamp it at the next topic if you like. So there's that warning. Not you proud of me? I remember to do it this time. Yay me. Yay me. I never remember, but I did. Yay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna have a little story time easy. James Franco was once the James Dean of his generation. Now, this is written by like a news site, okay? It gives a pretty good rundown of all the events, all right? In fact, in one of his first breakout roles, Franco earned an Emmy nomination and won a Golden Globe for portraying the 50s screen legend in the 2001 biopic James Dean, okay? Now, but 20 years later, the 43-year-old star has fallen from Hollywood heartthrob to disaster artist. After a series of sexual content allegations against Franco, even his frequent collaborator, Seth Rogen, doesn't want to work with him anymore. And you guys know who Seth Rogen is, right? Come on, let me show you on the screen real quick. You guys gotta know who he is, right? With the glasses right there. He's funny. I think he's funny. There's some people, I know a couple people that cannot stand Seth Rogen. They're like, he's not funny. I think he's funny. He never bothered me anyways. But funny how your friends move, right? So we get to talk about him too, okay? Because I need to know what you guys think about him after this, right? So, his buddy, who he's been friends with for like 20 years, okay? Like legit kind of like dropped him as a friend, right? He said he didn't plan on working with him anymore. Because like I said, in 2018, when he went up there to accept that award and he had that little pin on his lapel, he started getting called out, right? He started getting called out while he was still up there, I'm pretty sure. For real. So, you know how the tweeter works, same thing with me too. Come one, come all, right? Because when you do something like that, when you go up there trying to like be part of a cause or whatever, and you're a walking contradiction to what that cause is, people aren't going to like that, right? They're not going to like that. And do you guys know who Ali Sheedy is? Do you guys remember that movie, The Breakfast Club? Remember The Breakfast Club? It's a classic. Remember the girl in The Breakfast Club who's kind of like, we'll call her like the freak of the bunch. She was the one with like the dark eyeliner. She was like the weird one. And remember that girl from The Breakfast Club? All right, so she was the first one to open her mouth, I guess, okay? So while he's up there, rocking the whole time's up thing, here she comes, Ali Sheedy from The Breakfast Club. That lit chick was like, oh, James Franco wins a Golden Globe. Well, don't ask me why I left the entertainment industry. Everybody was like, huh? Huh? So that happened, and then all of a sudden, I'm not even reading this anymore. I don't even really need it. I'm just gonna wing it, guys. Okay? Because I don't like being all like robot like and reading things all perfect. I'd rather just wing it. Okay? You guys trust me, right? So basically, let me get this off my screen here. So basically, he does that. So Ali Sheedy comes out, yup. And then all of a sudden, here come two other chicks, right? Who were like, yeah, I went to his acting school because, by the way, James Franco had a school for acting, right? But what happened was at his acting school, apparently, according to these chicks, that James Franco made them do freaky scenes, okay? And if they got uncomfortable, they didn't want to do it, he would be like, well, that's what you signed up for. You signed up to get freaky in the freaky scene, right? So either do it or get out, and they were like, okay then. And then, okay, now here comes his buddy, Seth Rogen, right? This is where he comes into play. Now, prior to all this, prior to Ali Sheedy, prior to them, him getting called out on the 2018, stage, whatever, back in 2014, because, we're going to start from the beginning. We'll start from the real beginning. James Franco met a young girl outside somewhere, and the young girl was like, oh my God, James Franco, woo! Which I probably, not gonna lie, I probably do the same thing, okay? No, I don't know if I would know what I know now, but yeah, probably, he's hot. But anyways, she was like, James Franco, and he was like, okay, shorty, tag me on Instagram later, and he slid in her DMs, And guess what? He tried to pull a Todd Paulson, aka Julie Gagne. He was trying to meet her and take her to the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. Yup, sliding in the DMs, trying to get it in. Just like Julie and Todd, you know what I'm saying? Allegedly. So, but the girl was underage, okay? She was 17 years old. I mean, it's like 15 will get you 20. I mean, 17 is still young, but he was in his like 30s at this point, I think. Still creepy. Still creepy nonetheless, okay? Now, here's the thing, you guys. Here's the thing. It goes down in the DMs, right, Leon? It's going down. Yeah. So that was the first thing, okay? So in 2014, Seth Rogen goes on Saturday Night Live and he's like, yeah, ha ha ha. Yeah, it's like my buddy James Franco wanting to, meet up with underage girls at a hotel. He like made a skit about it, like a joke. Okay. Yeah, he did. And this is in 2014 before your ass would get canceled. Back in the day, back in my day when you had to walk to school uphill both ways in the snow and shit. Nobody got canceled then. Not that I remember. Do you guys even remember that? Do you guys even remember that? Because I don't, right? If that were to happen now, let's just acknowledge this for 1 second. If Seth Rogen had gone on stage and made a joke about that now, do you think anybody would laugh? Probably not. The internet, hey, Vlad and Paler, thanks for coming back to membership, my buddy. No, nobody would laugh. They would rake him through the coals. Short circuit. Yes, Justin. Oh, I was trying to think of what else she was from. Thank you. Oh my God, do you guys remember that movie? Flashback. Wow. Those were the days, huh? Holy crap. You just took me out of my whole... Was it Johnny Number 5? Is that the movie where they say that? I'm trying to think now. I'm all sidetracked. Yeah, Johnny Number 5, right? But yeah, I loved that movie when I was younger. Holy shit. I have to watch that again. Now I would have write that down, watch it with my kid. That's a classic. I forgot about that. Thanks, Justin. So I know, Vlad, I know what that's. It took me a while because I couldn't remember my Google password. Dude, I've been there. Trust me. That's why the double authentication, whatever you call it, works pretty good. Because now they just text me my stuff, right? I'm a robot. Oh boy. Is that better, you guys? I left and came back in. I saw a couple of you say I sounded awful, and then a couple of you said it sounds fine. I don't know. Pink Flamingo, you didn't see a notification. YouTube hates me, okay? YouTube's really kind of, what's the word, dry lately. Like, it's always kind of slow this time of year. Like, there's not much going on kind of thing, But okay, I'm sounding good. Thank you. So, yeah, if Seth Rogen had done that now, forget about it, right? So these two chicks, because remember I told you James Franco had an acting school, right? He had a whole acting school. And of course, I'm sure mad people went to it. He's freaking James Franco. I mean, love him or hate him, dude's a good actor. He's a good actor. He really is. He really is, okay? So what I'm trying to get to here is this, okay? This is the crux of this. When people do things wrong like this, and this is wrong, right? He had two women that definitely sued him and he settled, right? He settled that this past summer. He settled. Now, when somebody settles, I mean, I'm no Emily D. Baker. I'm no Uncivil Law. I'm no Nate the lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I am at best a just another Katie Joy out here trying to pretend like I know what I'm talking about. Because Lord knows I don't when it comes to legal matters, okay? Okay, so when people settle, I'm pretty sure that, you might as well just say you done it, because if your ass wasn't guilty, why would you dish out $2 million? Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I don't know how that goes, but it kind of looks kind of a little suspect, in my opinion. So that leads me to believe that He might have Silver Turtle Lady, don't threaten me with a good time, okay? Shoot, he might slide into your DM now that you're doing a stream on him. That's awful. Okay, he's a pig. I gotta keep it. Y'all trying to get me canceled. Just kidding. James Franco, I don't want your sloppy 85ths, okay? You looked good, now you're just a creep. But with that being said, if I were to see James Franco in a new movie, would I not watch the movie? Would I not rent the movie? Would I just be like, oh no, I'm not supporting James Franco? No, probably not, because, and here's the reason, and this is why I need you guys, because I'm so torn on this, okay? So now, in the grand scheme of things, is what he did really that bad? I'm going to read you a couple of tweets from the Twitter man, okay? The tweets. Give me 1 second here, because you guys gotta some of these tweets really made me think. They really did. The fuck is wrong with this thing? No. I lost connection, but you can hear me now, right? Thanks, Rocket-ish. That's nice of you. You're really sweet. Okay. So I'm going to read you some of these tweets, because I think that they all have really good points, okay? So let me open this up. All right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's my elbows, maybe it's my connection. I don't really know. But here we are. Okay. This is the first one. Let me make it bigger here. Okay. Something that resonates with me that not a lot of people understand, because here's what we're going to get to, guys. The other day, James Franco went on an interview on SiriusXM, and he basically, in my opinion, took accountability, as much as you can without dogging yourself out, because here's the thing. In this whole arena of YouTube and cancel culture and all this stuff, this is why I always say, and this is my opinion, and I know many people disagree with me, and that's okay, okay? Don't you ever, this is my opinion, okay? Never, ever, ever give in to the woke mob, because even if you give in to the cancel culture vultures, it will never be enough. You could bleed out for them and they'd be like, more. They're like robots, like, give us everything until there's nothing left. Like, it doesn't matter how many times you say sorry. It doesn't matter how remorseful you are. They want to make sure you ain't never going to show your face in this town again, whether that be Hollywood, whatever. You know what I mean? Some people are very unforgiving when it comes to that, Now, with that being said, are there certain things that should be unforgivable? Absolutely. But in my opinion, it all boils down to, did they learn something? Are they genuinely trying to change? Have they taken time to reflect on what they did and try to be better because of it, etc., etc.? Now, in my opinion, those things matter. Am I trying to discount what these women have gone through? Absolutely freaking not. Absolutely not. No way. I'm glad they stood up for themselves. Are you kidding me? I'm power to them. All right. So don't get it twisted. Right. Smoky Blue Days says, I don't know that any of these movies were that great, so I don't know if I'm a great judge. But I listened to R. Kelly and John Lennon music, even though I think both those dudes were pieces of crap, various levels. Oh yeah, there's levels to this ish, right? I remember back when, the whole R. Kelly thing finally broke, we all knew, come on, Chappelle Show, I'm going to piss on you. We've known about R. Kelly for a long time, right? And he didn't get bopped till, like, I don't know, a few years ago. And remember how everybody was like, I'm not listening to R. Kelly no more. I'm not listening, ban R. Kelly, mute R. Kelly. Yeah, that's what they're saying, mute R. Kelly. I was like, yo, I fucking love me some R. Kelly, okay? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. If just because you like someone's artistic expression doesn't mean you agree with everything they've done in their life. I cannot stand that mentality. I can't. You know, do I get why some people would be so turned off by him that they could not even consider listening to him? Yeah, absolutely. I get that. But I'm not the one, okay? I love some R. Kelly music, okay? I do. I think he's a piece of crap. I think he deserves to rot in jail. But I'm still going to listen to some R. Kelly when it comes on the radio. If it even comes on the radio anymore at this point. I don't even know if it does. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't, to be honest with you. So anyways, back to what I was saying here, because I get sidetracked, Sally. Okay. Leon. I know, right, Shermar? We see this in the small YouTube streets on a daily basis. Ain't that the truth, right? Banish them. Off with their heads. Send them to Exile Island, never to be heard from again. Leon says, it's the remix to Ignition. And I believe I Can Fly is a song I can't not sing along to. Sorry, not sorry, right? Yo, if you can hear I Believe I Can Fly, not sing it, you know what I'm saying? Something's wrong with you. That was the jam back in the day. Still is, you know? Hot and fresh out the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Like, R. Kelly, you could hate him all you want, right? The dude was talented. He could not, he's illiterate. He's literally illiterate. Well, that was kind of weird to say, literally illiterate. Say that 10 times fast. Literally illiterate. But he could write you a song. You know what I mean? Oh, shoot. Now my battery's dying. AZ problems. Again, hold on. I'm glad I was so well prepared for this. I even gave myself 5 extra minutes to not mess it up. But here we are. Hold on, guys. I need my charger. What did I do with my charger? Not good. No bueno. Is this my charger? Yay! Found my charger. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. Just another day in the life of AZ Land. Oh, shoot. You know, I'm over here and I'm like, where's my charger? Where's my charger? Yo, it was plugged into my computer, but not the wall. Okay? So I'm looking everywhere for it, but it was right in front of me. Anyways. All right. Back to what we were doing here. Back to business. Okay. So. Now, I'm going to play. That's not the screenshot I wanted to show. Hold on one second. Because I'm not going to show you snippets from the interview without showing you the part of the interview first. You know? Give me 1 second. Plus, I need a sip of my drink. I'm so needy, I know. Okay. I'm just setting up the interview, you guys. Hold on. Get together. I'm rusty, huh? Oh, girl, is it rusty? Okay. Where should we start here? All right, I'm going to mute myself now. I'm going to bring this up. Okay.
Tonight, actor James Franco is breaking his silence about sexual misconduct accusations made against him. The allegations from students at an acting school he ran and taught at first came nearly 4 years ago.
At that moment, I just thought, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to pause. Did not seem like the right time to say anything. There were people that were upset with me, and I needed to listen.
Franco speaking out on SiriusXM.
Thank you for your sticker, just saying. I appreciate that. Nice to see you here, by the way. Thank you, thank you. So let me replay that part one more time, because this is really important, you guys. What he just said kind of resonated with me. I'm like, there's either one or two things here, because we have to remember, above all else, this man is an actor. Okay, he probably knows what to say, how to say it. You know what I'm saying? This is what you want to hear from somebody when you feel like they know they're wrong, right? Because above all else, we want people to know and recognize what they did is wrong, right? So let me play that one part one more time. Hold on.
I just thought, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to pause. Did not seem like the right time to say anything. There were people that were upset with me, and I needed to listen.
Franco speaking out on SiriusXM's The Jess Cagle Show. In 2019, the Oscar nominee was sued in a class action lawsuit by two former students who attended the Studio 4 acting school, which Franco ran from 2014 to 2017. In the lawsuit, the former students alleged that they and others were coerced into filming overt sexual acts by Franco and his partners.
The stupidest thing I did, or one of the stupidest things I did at the school, was I called one of my classes, a master class, sex scenes. It was not about sex scenes. I was not teaching people how to do sex scenes or intimate scenes or anything of that nature. It was a provocative title. I'll admit, I did sleep with students. I didn't sleep with anybody in that particular class, but over the course of my teaching, I did sleep with students, and that was wrong.
People listening to this will say, how could you not see that there would be a power imbalance among a teacher who's not just a teacher, but is James Franco, like a very, very famous, powerful actor and producer and a student? How did that power imbalance, how were you not aware of that?
I suppose at the time, my thinking was, if it's consensual, okay.
Well, I'm sorry to inform you. Yikes. Oh, Jane White says, easy. I still want to hear what Jesse's rebuttal was. Oh, God. I will tell you about it at the end. No problem. So DGG says, James was having an affair with Amber Heard. Oh, yeah. Saw Johnny Depp's crazy ex-wife, that crazy biatch. I'm sorry, Lord, forgive me. She's crazy. I'm sorry. She got Johnny Depp over in the bathroom, locking the door, trying to hide, saying, please don't hurt me. Leave me alone, Amber Heard. Amber Heard's crazy. She's crazy. She's a liar. I'm sorry. I think Amber Heard's a liar. And that's only because I've seen time and time again that, okay, here's the thing about Amber Heard. I'm going to finish reading your comment in 1 second, but this shit drives me nuts, right? There's always this, when it comes to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, there's always the person who's like, no, Johnny was the abuser. No, Amber Heard was the abuser. You know, it can exist where they were both abusive towards each other, right? But at the same time, Johnny Depp's a smart man, and he decided to record her crazy ass, and thank God for that. Thank God for that. We're talking, this girl took a piece of his finger off, okay? She's freaking crazy. And did you guys see her on the witness stand eating chocolate and shit, like trying to dodge questions, shoving her face with candy, and like, who does that? Because she was lying. She's up there lying. And if you watch any of the body language videos on Amber Heard, you don't need to be a body language expert to know that chick is a liar. Anyways, so yeah, Elon Musk, that whole thing. But anyways, let me finish reading this. During her marriage to Depp, but officially Depp's team is calling Franco to attest to whether Heard had bruises on her face. Yes, and to people who don't know what DG is talking about, Amber Heard, her sorry ass, came out photos, and apparently, according to sources, who these sources are, I don't know, but they're like, that wasn't real bruises, that was makeup or whatever. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen the elevator scene, Amber Heard and our boy James Franco here getting a little flirtatious up in Johnny Depp's elevator, right? When she was whoring it around back at the end of their marriage. Okay. So yeah. So this dude gets around. All right. He does. I'm not gonna lie. He does. So let me finish playing this real quick. Hold on.
of course I knew, I talked to other people, other teachers or whatever, like, yeah, it's probably not a cool thing. At the time, I was not clear-headed, as I've said. So I guess it just comes down to my criteria was like, if this is consensual, like, I think it's cool. We're all adults.
The allegations against Franco first surfaced in 2018, following the Me Too reckoning in Hollywood. At the time,
Bulls Go says, T-Spiracy, oh, if it's consensual, am I hearing Steve McRae level kind of manipulator, just like the Earl David Warren conviction RS that Steve thinks is an honorable man? Ay. First of all, that whole Earl David Warden thing, like, do you know that I didn't even put 2 and 2 together till afterwards? For those of you who don't know, I came from the First Amendment auditor community prior to this channel. I was a part of a channel called The Masshole Report with Kate. And, I had forgot that she covered Dave Earl Warden, whatever. And yeah, Steve called him an honorable man, right? But Steve also likes to shit on me because I believe in astronomy. But guess what? You know who else believe in astronomy? I don't know. The freaking billions of civilizations that walked before us. Like, I don't know, the Egyptians and shit. Kind of like, they built the pyramids around the shit. Like, hello. If the Mayans, the Egyptians, all these people out here believe in it, but Ponytail and McCreasy don't, I mean, so be it, And here's another thing. Since we're on that subject, okay, because this shit's eating me up. Let me tell you something. How come, you guys? How come? Let's just hold up, wait for a second. I'm so glad that anybody brought this man's name up, because this shit is annoying, okay? Back on July 13th of this year, me and my buddy Jennifer Falk did a stream, okay? Nobody from Camp McPonytail had a problem with this stream until he got played out and made to look like the fool he is on Twitter by your girl AZ here, okay? He blocked me because he couldn't respond because he knew I was right and he knew he couldn't defend himself no more, right? Now, all of a sudden, him and his, like, freaking sister wives all have a problem with my video from July 13th. Ain't that funny? He didn't have a problem with my video on July 13th when he was hitting me up asking to come on my channel. Did ya? Camp McPonytail didn't have a problem with that then, did they? Nope. Bitch McFeefy, I know. Is she talking about Steve McRae? Well, Mrs. Street Pig, if you're listening, this time, yes, I am, okay? Get it together. Anyways, let's go on. I just had to get that out. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Let's continue.
Franco denied the allegations.
The things that I heard that were on Twitter are not accurate, but I completely support people coming out and being able to have a voice, because they didn't have a voice for so long. So I don't want to, shut them down in any way. It's I think a good thing, and I support it.
Then earlier this
He says, I don't want to shut them down in any way. No, I don't think that would be a good idea, my dude. I don't think that coming out there and being like, hey guys, hey ladies, can you just shut the F up and stop making these accusations? Or pull a R. Kelly. Remember how R. Kelly bugged out in his Gail interview? Y'all are killing me with this shit, man. Oh my God. Y'all just don't want to believe it. Don't ever do that. Don't ever be that guy. Please, for the love of God. Okay, where were we here? Let me continue.
year, he agreed to pay more than $2 million to settle the suit, according to court documents seen by NBC News. A joint statement issued on behalf of the actor and his former students said, quote, "While defendants continue to deny the allegations in the complaint, they acknowledge that plaintiffs have raised important issues, and all parties strongly believe that now is a critical time to focus on addressing the mistreatment of women in Hollywood." Studio 4 closed in 2017. Now, Franco's saying he's been in treatment for sex addiction since 2016.
Thanks for watching our YouTube
right,
channel.
so,
Follow today's top
hold up.
stories and breaking news by downloading.
There's one more I just want to play before we start talking about this, okay? And it's this one right here.
Problems and then just problems. Like my window from fun to just was addicted to alcohol and got in a lot of trouble and got sober when I was 17. And then 3 years after that, I was on a television show. And that felt great. And it was like this new thing and a new source of, to fill me up. Like when I was young, it was like I was just shy. I just didn't know how to get along in the world. I didn't know how to talk to people. And alcohol was like the best solution for that. The problem is for me, normally you have a window. It's like, it's fun, they say, and then fun with problems and then just problems. Like my window from fun to just problems was so short. And I was a ward of the court and all this stuff. But once I couldn't use alcohol to sort of fill that hole, it was like, oh, success, attention, this is great. And so in a weird way, I got addicted to validation, I guess, or success or whatever that is. And then there was another thing that happened where along the road, of trying to get success and, climb the top of that mountain, attention from women, success with women.
All right, so if you knew nothing else, right? If you knew nothing else about this man and you only heard that one part right there, I mean, it's not that far-fetched, right? Like, okay, it's an easy trap to fall into. You want more and more and more, the validation, I needed alcohol for whatever reason. It's I hate to say this and I don't want to downplay it, but literally it's like the run-of-the-mill kind of story here. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've heard this same story because it really does happen to people, does that mean that, they should be forgiven? I don't know. That's for you to decide, But he does not look so good right now, rocket-ish. I was thinking that too. And who was it that just said he looks like Ryan Seacrest? Yo, ever since you just said he was looking like Ryan Seacrest, I can't even look at him the same anymore. God damn you, Mrs. White, for saying that, okay? Because now I'm like, oh my God, he does look like Ryan Seacrest a little bit, and I don't think Ryan Seacrest is attractive at all. Oh my God. Thank you, Shyla. It's very common in the industry, right? I don't think we can fault him for wanting the attention of women, right? I mean, did it inevitably become really bad for him? Yup. But at this point in his story, I mean, kind of harmless, give or take, right? So let's continue here. Ryan Seacrest, I'm dead.
Also became a huge source of validation for me. The problem with that is, like, I'm sure you can guess, like any sort of drug or anything, like there's never enough. It's sort of always I talk about like this if then sort of scenario where I thought, if I get this, then I'll be happy.
That part is so relatable to me. And if you're fairly new here or whatever, like I've talked about my struggles in the past, right? And he's talking about if I get this, then I'll be happy. Like filling that hole, like looking for the next thing to fill that hole. It's so easy for me to understand that, right? It happens all the time to people. And I think, in my opinion, judging by what he's saying so far, I mean, yeah, that I can see why that would happen to somebody, especially when you mix fame, power, and addiction together. Recipe for disaster, right? I was thinking about this, right? All this had me thinking, right? I was like, yo, what would my life have been like if at the height of my worst addiction days, okay? What if I had the amount of money that James Franco has? If I had the amount of power that James Franco had, how things would have turned out so differently, right? I think it's easy when you're thought of as like somebody attractive, and you have Hollywood, you have money, you have this, you have that. I mean, and then you end up with an addiction. I mean, of course you're going to spiral. Of course. You know what's messed up too? So I was thinking about that, right? And I was like, thank the good Lord for that, because I probably wouldn't even be here right now, to be honest with you. Honestly. But like he says, hold on one second, guys. One is like never enough, and a million is too many. You know, it's like you're still searching, and that's why. And people laugh at me when I say this, and I used to laugh at people like me too. That's why when I learned how to meditate and I learned how to be present in the now and how to maneuver in the now and be appreciative of the now and not the next thing, no, what's next, things became a lot easier for me, because he's talking about filling that hole. Yo, that hole will never be filled. It just never will. And, you know, we think it will be filled, right? We replace it. Some people, it's food, right? It don't even need to be drugs. It could be food, you know? I do know this too, just from, you know, going to some meetings in my day. I'm not a big fan of the steps. I have my own way in which I do this, and it works out for me. Everyone has their own, you know, different ways of staying sober, right? But I can tell you this, sex addiction comes hand in hand with this stuff, right? And I can't tell you how many times I've heard the same story from a handsome young man, just like James Franco, saying the same thing, right? So let's see what Amber says here. As society, we need to realize we aren't the ones that the apology is for. We cannot forgive the action. We can see the gray areas and hold others accountable to do better moving forward. And thank you, Amber. That's very well put, right? I think a lot of people have this misconception in their head that if you forgive somebody, you must excuse their actions, right? Think about that. If you forgive somebody, you must excuse their actions. No, my friends, okay? Have you ever seen these people who stand trial for, I don't know, killing somebody, and you'll see the mama of the deceased in the thing saying, I forgive you, and you're like, wow, if a woman can forgive somebody for killing her son and killing her daughter, and I can't forgive this asshole who cut me off around the green the other day, you know what I'm saying? Well, didn't put the blinker on, you know, I'm still holding that grudge. What's that say about me, right? When you forgive somebody, you don't excuse. That's the biggest thing. It's so annoying, right? Forgiveness isn't even for the other person. It doesn't give the other person, I mean, it might, it's not meant to be that though. Give the other person some, you know, reassurance of validity or whatever. But when I apologize to people, I usually do it for myself, right? I really do. And I know that's like a cliche thing. Like, I'm not apologizing for you, I'm apologizing for me. But like, when you really do it for yourself, if you're not doing it for yourself, then it must not be sincere. I mean, why would you say it out loud if you didn't really mean it anyways? But anyways, back to what we were saying here. I just lost one of my earrings and whatever. I'll look for it later. But let's me go back in some comments here. Yes, boundaries, exactly. Yes, forgive but not forget. And that's I've actually taught my daughter that last weekend. Her cousin wasn't sharing with her, right? And this is simplistic. This goes back to kindergarten, literally, right? The first time I ever heard my daughter say, I hate her, right? I've never heard my 5-year-old say that about somebody. She was so mad that her cousin wasn't sharing. She come in, Mama, I hate her. And I'm like, no, you don't, right? You can hate what she's doing, but you don't have to hate her, right? And like, it's so crazy. Even thinking about like small talk like that with a little kid, it like really brings you back to earth sometimes. Because sometimes I'll be out here, you know, disliking somebody for the dumbest reason, and I'm like, why don't you take your own advice, AZ? You know? Yeah. All right, so someone has a question here. Okay, Brenda Lee Leiden, hello. Oh, you were asking somebody. Okay, you were asking DG. All right. DG seems like a smart person, so hate is a bad word in your house. That's a smart thing. I know. I actually have a good friend who doesn't allow her daughter to say that either. I say that word all the time. I'd have to correct myself before I start telling my kid not to say it, but I wish I did. I really do. I really do. Wish I did not say that word.
And then I got there, and then it was like, well, okay, well, if I get that, then I'll be happy. And it was never ending. And it's also sadly the same thing with people, it's, oh, if I'm with that, like, this is all subconscious, but like, if I'm with that person, I'll be happy. And then it's not enough. I'm just trying to fill that hole, and it never gets filled. So at around the same time I hit the wall with work, my sister-in-law, Iris Torres, given me a book on sex and love addiction. And I'd been in recovery for a long time, right? But I got sober really young. So like I could identify with a lot in the alcohol literature, but like when I read this book, it was like it hit me like a bullet, and it was like, oh my God, that's me. And up until that point, like, as crazy as it is, like, I had inklings like, okay, maybe this is an issue. My parents had stayed married their whole lives, so, like, I respected marriage, and, like, there had been a part of me, even all through it, even at my craziest, where it was like, "Well, I wanna get married. I wanna be in a serious relationship." I just I didn't know how. And after reading that book, it was like, "Oh,
You know what I want to
this
ask
is an
you guys?
issue that I'm not gonna solve on my own." It's such a power.
Yeah, reflection, man. That's an awakening moment. What he just said. Don't let that pass you by. I'm not going to solve this on my own, right? I've talked about this before. Like, some problems you're not meant to solve on your own. You know what I mean? And the more people that realize and are willing to give into that there's something stronger than you, that you actually really probably do need help with. It's a hit to the ego, but it's worth it, right? So hearing him say that, I actually believe what he's saying, right? Because you have to have really gone through something similar to really grasp it, right? So far I believe him. I really do. Ow. But what I wanted to say real quick is this, right? So while I'm thinking about all this stuff and what my life would have been like if I was rich and famous, right? How come Leonardo DiCaprio begs chicks half his age all the time? Nobody ever says anything. Nobody. How come? Why is that? Because nobody's out here tweeting about it? Like, I mean, Leonardo has dated some really young girls, like half his age type stuff. If not, God forbid, probably worse. But nobody ever says anything about him, right? But then again, they're probably not out here. If anybody ever did like a Me Too Leonardo DiCaprio, I'm sure they'd all come popping out because that's how it goes, right? We all feel more comfortable speaking on something when we know somebody else is, right? That's just human nature. We feel safer. We don't feel as judged. But Leo, you better hope, bro. You better hope. But nobody out here. Me Too Leonardo. Oh no. That would be something else, I'm telling you. All right, let's continue.
Powerful drug, and I got hooked on it for 20 more years. And the insidious part of that is that I stayed sober from alcohol all that time. So, and I went to meetings, all that time. I even tried to, sponsor other people, and so in my head it was like, oh, I'm sober. I'm living a spiritual life.
No, sir.
Where
Hold on 1 second.
on
We're
the
gonna
side, I'm acting out.
Hold on. Bulls Ghost says, T-Spiracy, you think someone can change his or her age like they changed their gender? Last month, the Mexican Supreme Court affirmed the right to change birth certificates to reflect age identity. What? Yo, my mind just got blown. That is unacceptable. what is even the point anymore? It's like, just scrap the whole birth certificate, start over. You know what I mean? If you're going to be out here changing the actual age, I mean, like, what are these things even worth anymore? Okay, I understand changing your gender. I believe in that. I genuinely, in my heart of heart, believe that some people, the Y is a cross and they're a male in a female's body or a female in a male body. But yo, this whole reflect my age. What's next? What's going to happen next? You're going to have somebody like James Franco be like, well, I identify as a 13-year-old girl, a 13-year-old boy. So, I didn't think it was a problem because I got my Mexican birth certificate here that says I am. So, like, whatever. You know what I mean? What is the point of that? That's crazy. I need to look more into that. Wow. Yeah, Kimberly says, Kimberly Roddy Mom, hi. I identify as a 25-year-old woman every year. Each year I add a year of experience. For real. That's just crazy. I'm sorry. I can't get down with that. I can't. You want to change your sex? Okay. But your birthday? Come on. Come on. That's just silly to me. What? I feel like the people who are going to abuse the crap out of that, like, okay, maybe there's like, I don't know, 2 people in the universe who really think they're like 5 when they're not. Or I don't know. I can't get behind that. I don't think there's a large enough group of people out there screaming for that change for them to even bother with it. I could be wrong. I don't know, man. I've been wrong before. There are grown-ass adults that like to walk around like babies, so what the hell do I know? But I need to look into that. Wow. I'm going to be up all hours of the night now Googling this, so thank you. Thank you for that. Oh, boy. That makes me nervous. I don't like that one. I just don't. Yikes.
Now in all these other ways, and I couldn't see it. And even my sponsor was like, who's happily married, he was like, look, whatever happens, but because I had girlfriends. I could never be faithful to anybody, so I cheated on everyone before Isabel. And he's like, look, the cheating is dishonest. I don't think that's good for your sobriety. But if you're not dating someone and you want to go and hook up, like, whatever happens between 2 consenting adults is fine. Like, that's what he said. The problem was I took that and I ran with it and used it as an excuse to,
See that right there? Somebody once said to him, well, you're 2 consenting adults. He took it and he ran with it. He used that as his, he reaffirmed it to himself. Well, if this person says I should, then I should, right? So Smoky Blue Days says, see, I've got a partner who's older than me, significantly older than me. We have a great relationship for 15 years. Wow. I met him before I turned 19. I often wonder, what if I had met him 2 years earlier? Interesting. Huh. My grandfather, rest his soul, he married somebody who was younger than my father. Okay, so my father had a stepmom who was younger than him. My grandfather from Sarasota, Florida, he was pimping. Okay, rest his soul. But and they were married forever, right? You just never know. It's crazy, but it's a good point. I really like that logic. 2 years earlier. Well, you ever ask your significant other, like, yo, would you have still hollered at me if it was 2 years before? No, I'm curious. Because back then, that many years ago, it probably wouldn't have been as frowned upon as it is right now. Oh my God, you guys, speaking of frowned upon, I'm sorry I keep veering off, okay? Forgive me. I haven't talked to y'all in so long. I'm just excited to be here. We need to get together again some night soon because I have a story that is so crazy. And it's kind of sort of about that whole age gap thing. Oh my God, it's wild. It takes place like a very long time ago. You know how rules were different back then? Oh my God, I have a story. Anyways, I just had to say it out loud so I don't forget it, okay? Just throwing it out into the universe, so make sure I do it. All right, Pororific says, didn't even consider what it did to the woman's mental health, only how it was for James and his sobriety. You know something poodlerific? You know something poodlerific? You're a smart one. You really are, because at no point during this interview so far, now granted, there are about 5 different parts that are in a few minutes apiece. I don't know why they just don't put them all together. I can't stand when they do that, but yeah. So there's like 5 of them. They're all a couple of minutes apiece, but not once have I heard him say, the victims, how do they feel? He has said something along the lines of, I just let them talk, because who am I to, not let them talk? But let's talk about your reflection on how you made them feel, right? Good point. Very good point. Very good. Now, granted, I haven't listened to all of them, but so far, yep.
Just hook up all over the place. And it was like, well, we're being honest here, right? And like you said, like completely blind to power dynamics or anything like that, but also completely blind to people's feelings. I didn't want to hurt people. And in fact, I wasn't like really a one night stand guy. Like people that I, got together with or dated, like I'd see them for a long time, years. It's just that I couldn't be present for any of them.
And that's a great point too. I'm not really that down with the whole power dynamic thing, right? And I know that's like a talking point nowadays, like, oh, the power dynamic. Like, I know that power dynamics are going to be different for me than it is for my let's say my coworker, right? We've both had different upbringings, we've both had different experiences. So my struggle with somebody in power might be different than hers, right? Like, I feel like that whole aspect of this whole movement is kind of like foreign to me, because I've had a lot of jobs in my day, and I've never like luckily for me, I've never been in that situation, right, where I've been made advances on and felt like I had to, for the simple fact this dude is an authority figure to me. Do you know what I mean? That must be awful. It really must be awful. I can't imagine, but yeah, I don't know. I'm very foreign to that area of it, but I know a lot of people talk about the power dynamic. I'm more of like, was the chick of age, dude? Was she of age? Please tell me, because you don't need to be 30 something messing around with somebody under 18. I'm sorry, you just don't. Okay. I think age differences work all the time, right? I just told you about my pimpin' ass grandfather. It works. I know it works, but it should not work with somebody not of legal age. Point blank, period. Nothing about that will change my mind, Bulls Ghost says T-Spiracy, Steve McRae's power dynamic. Women based on looks, a sick cassette system. Oh, I thought you said a cassette system. I was like, cassette player? No. Cast system. Cheshire is top. Cast and receives a share of money from super chats. At the bottom is Mania, who pays to be on the screen. Yo, I don't even know what Mania looks like. Like, literally, I know nothing of that lady. Like, put it this way. Back when I did the video that everyone has a problem with on July 14th or 13th, whenever it was, like, yo, I didn't even know who she was. I was like, who is it, Dottie? Like, I had no idea. I still don't know. I don't know why that chick made a whole video about me. Hey, hater. She was sending me super chats when Steve was on my screen, like, oh, I love you, T-Spiracy. Meanwhile, she had already seen the video that she has a problem with today. So make it make sense. Make it make sense. Fucking sister wives. Anyways, where were we here? Sorry, Ponytail gets me going, okay? Because now I'm just annoyed. I'm annoyed that this man was made to look like the dummy he was, that he blocked me because of it, and now all the sister wives want to come out and squawk about some old-ass video. Stupid. Y'all look like a cult. More and more and more every fucking day. Let's go on.
And the behavior spun out to a point where it was like I was hurting everybody.
All right. Okay. Now, back to this real quick. All right, now I'm going to read you the things from it, and then I'm going to show you the Amazon host real quick, because this shit is funny. I want to know, after I'm done with this, I want to know what you guys would do if you had a neighbor like the one I'm going to show you. But let's talk about these tweets real quick. Okay. Let me make it bigger. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm a little slow at this because I Been sleeping on y'all for a minute. Okay, let's the first one. Something that resonates with me that not a lot of people understand is sobriety can open the door to other addictions and may not seem harmful. I'm not justifying James Franco actions at all, but I wish more people talked about that aspect of sobriety. I agree. 110% agree on that one. As far as James Franco is concerned, he's a known predator, a PEDO, right? Yikes. Tell us how you really feel. Okay. A PEDO and an abuser of young women and girls. He may seek redemption in his own life, but I don't think he needs to be given any kind of public platform anymore. He's someone who actually deserves to be canceled. Wow. You know, here's the way I look at it is this. Do you know how many? And I'm not making an excuse. I'm just thinking, what would Hollywood be like? Let's think about it for a second. There are so many pigs in Hollywood. Oh my God. You guys know. You know about all the nasty stuff that goes on in Hollywood. Who would be left, dude? They'd be like 4 fucking leading actors, I think. You know what I mean? There's some nasty stuff that goes on in Hollywood. Nasty stuff. You know? But calling him the P word, see, here's the thing, and this is a good talking point too, because what, legally speaking, I'm wondering now, what's the age of someone being classified as a PEDO, right? Like if the girl was 17, I mean, I wouldn't consider that. I mean, where's the line on that? Does anybody know? I'm sure it's different in every state, but is there a number for that, or you know? Okay, Melissa. Yeah. Where's the line with that? I don't know. I never really thought about it. You know, you hear that word and you think of like little kids, right? But some people, that word might be different than it would be to someone else, you know? The next one says, oh no, that's the unedited one. No. All right, this one says, okay, yes, it's great that James Franco seems to have done some soul searching and had therapy since being canceled and ruining his career. But he was also a creep. Again, a pedo, and it's not anything that's going to be easily remedied or forgiven. Okay, I can understand that too. Yep. I get it. Hold on, where's the other one? Okay. Nothing can forget or excuse the things he has done, but what I will say is how he handled these issues should be commended. He didn't do the celebrity thing and dig his heels and demand to be heard. He did the adult thing, swallowed his ego, listen and learn. Now, the only thing, just like Poodlerific said, the only thing he probably should have done different is maybe talk about how, you know, the effect he had on these people, because we can all talk about how James feels. Let's talk about James' feelings, right? Till we're blue in the face, but there are people he affected, okay? And as far as I'm concerned, I don't know too much about what went on with that, but I'm sure it's uncomfortable, right? Yeah, bossy. He said that in the interview too. There's a part of the interview where he says, I don't want my brother to have to answer for me anymore, because he's got a brother named Dave Franco. Yeah. So anyways, I just think it's really ironic how Seth Rogen kind of played him out, right? You were there laughing about the things he was doing, then you got called out for, you know, helping him. They were calling Seth an enabler. They were like, you're enabling him by laughing these things off and blah blah blah, which is true to an extent, right? Then all of a sudden the other day he's like, oh yeah, we don't work together no more. Yo, when you're friends with somebody, right? here's what I want to know from you guys too. When you're friends with someone for 20 years, you're friends with someone, or is there a point of no return? Like, for example, like, oh, you know, he got with some 17-year-old, he made some girls uncomfortable, so nope, we're done. Our relationship is done, you know? It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But then again, I've never been a victim of SA, so it's hard for me to put myself in those shoes. I do know that I am a big believer that people can change and people can get better and people can redeem themselves. But that being said, I don't know what it's like to be on the receiving end of that, and I'm very aware of that. Anytime you hear me talk about this stuff, I'm very self-aware enough to know, like, yo, I don't know what that's like. So I can't even begin to say, oh, I get it, because I don't, right? But Smoky Blue Days, thank you. If you're here, chat and hit the like button. Thank you, Smokey. Come back again. Seth is always on my good list because he does a lot of Alzheimer's research and fundraising. That's cool. It's also true. It's also a true statement anyone can make. No one is working with James Franco right now. True story, right? Didn't Ashton Kutcher do that with Scientology guy? I don't know, Jennifer. I have to think about that one. I'm not sure about that one. Brenda says, for me personally, as someone I knew made a minor feel uncomfortable and slept with minors, I would drop them so quick that there would be no going back. I can't get past that, especially having kids. Right. I agree. I understand like everyone's perspective, right? One thing I will say is this though. I think that taking 4 years off and not even showing your damn face for 4 years is probably a good move, right? He did not come out here and try to be like, oh, but listen to me. You know what I mean? Although I do wish he gave more thought to his victims. I really do. Like Purific said, right? Danny Masterson, thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up here. What has disturbed me today is seeing the backlash against Franco's victims. Some idiots are blaming his students for his own actually exploited class. It's beyond to pale a victim. Yeah, I've seen people on Twitter say things like, oh, I'm sure they liked it at the time and now they have a problem with it because they want to cash in, you know, and that sucks because there are crazy women out there who do things like that. I'm not going to sit up here and act like that ain't true, you know. I know, let's be real. I know it sucks to say out loud, but there are women who do things like that. That's why I don't take lightly to, you know, allegations like that. I don't. You can ruin someone's life like with that stuff, you know. It's terrifying, right? Terrifying. So people out there who do stuff like that, they need to be called on their shit for real. But yeah, you know, his fans are gonna be his fans, say dumb shit, but you know, I mean, he basically is admitting he did it, right? I mean, like I said, I'm no expert here, but if you pay someone, you don't plead, you know, I don't know. I just feel like he is guilty written all over him. He never once, in the beginning, he said that the tweets weren't true, but now he's just like, yeah, I own that shit. I paid them chicks off, whatever, right? Anyways, all right, now I'm going to show you the Amazon host because this shit made me laugh, you guys. You guys all probably at one time or another have gotten an Amazon delivery, right? But have you ever gotten an Amazon delivery like the one I'm about to show you? Probably not. Okay, let me show you. This made me laugh out loud. I was like, I would kill my neighbors if they did this shit. Hold on, I gotta bring up my list here. One second. Okay. 1 second, guys. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put it on the screen now. Sorry, I had to find it. I thought I had it up, but you know me. Of course I didn't. Here we go. I found it. All right. Okay, here it is. Okay, this happened in Tennessee 3 weeks ago. It's old news, but you probably, if you're anybody like me, you probably have not seen this. Okay, you ready for this?
Spread out across the front lawn. A neighbor says that new boxes arrive daily, and many of the ones outside are either half full or empty. People who live in the area have contacted the police and city and written notes to the people who live there. Brianna Edzidor spoke with those residents to find out why packages are piling up in their yard.
It started out, maybe there were 20 packages out there, and then became 100, and then thousands.
Neighbors say this pile of Amazon boxes in the front yard of this East Brainerd home has been growing for months. But Dustin Nash says this isn't the worst it's been.
Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Yo, where the porch pirates at? Really? This is crazy, right? Crazy. Oh my God, you guys. Like, and it's not even the worst it's ever been, they said.
It's dwindled down quite a bit, but I mean, it used to be stacked all the way out to the road.
We first found out about this through an email from a neighbor who sent us these photos, but she didn't want to be on camera. She wanted to know what could be done about the boxes and told us she wasn't having any luck getting a hold of someone from the city. We contacted the city, who told us the house falls on county property. We reached out to a spokesperson for Hamilton County to see if this was a violation of any codes, and he was not able to give us a response today.
I don't know what's in the packages, but, I would imagine the weather damages whatever's in the package, but it just stays outside.
We spoke to the people that live in the house. They did not want to be on camera, but they tell us they have a friend who has a contract with an Amazon warehouse in China. They say whenever that friend's contract expires, she will send the packages to their house for the family to sort and then send back to Amazon for the company to sell.
All right. Somebody help me here. So these people have a friend who sell things on Amazon. And then what happens? They get the packages delivered to them to sort through, and then they send them back to Amazon? That doesn't even make any sense to me. Let's hear that part one more time. I'm confused. Hold on. I'm confused.
Tell us they have a friend who has a contract with an Amazon warehouse in China. They say whenever that friend's contract expires, she will send the packages to their house for the family to sort and then send back to Amazon for the company to sell.
I don't get it. I don't understand that. Am I slow, you guys? Okay, my friend has a contract. Okay, yeah. And so why is it getting sent to this person? Why are they sorting through it? And why are they sending it back? What am I missing here? Okay, I know a lot of people do freaking mystery boxes, and I know that you can bid on something and get a whole big box of returned items or whatever. I freaking love those videos. But what are they sorting through here? I still don't understand it, right? Could they be a return location? Well, Chimaria, hi, by the way. She said that when their contract is up, they get sent to her. So the friend is acting like a warehouse. Okay. So basically, Ronnie, but what confuses me is maybe because I've never been an Amazon seller. So you have a contract with them And if you don't sell all your stuff, they send it back to you, basically. And because they're in China, I don't know, they can't get it, so they send it to their friend's house kind of thing. Okay, well, that makes a little bit more sense if they're acting like a warehouse. But maybe because I don't understand the dynamics of how being a seller on Amazon works.
But they tell us they have a friend who has a contract with an Amazon warehouse in China. They say whenever that friend's contract expires, she will send the packages to their house for the family to sort and then send back to Amazon for the company to sell.
Why are they sorting it? Okay, so if they're the warehouse, what are they sorting and why are they sending it back? What is the point of shipping it out and then shipping it back to Amazon? So weird, right? Okay. You know what it is, Maria? I don't know. I'm lost. I mean, I don't know, but why are most of their boxes all not broken? I mean, mine are all come crushed and shit. They must be devolutions that cannot be sent back to China because of cost. Okay. Okay. So these people are paying to ship it back to Amazon? Like, I don't know. I have so many questions about this. It's a scam, says Leon. I don't know. I have so many questions. They are doing it for sales and making money off of Amazon. Oh, is that why they didn't want to come on and be on camera? I thought it's because their yard's disgraceful. Now I'm starting to think, like, are they in some shady endeavor here? You know what? I'll just go read the comment section. There's always somebody who knows what's going on in the comment section. I do reviews for a Chinese supply company. When they get returns, it costs them an arm and a leg to have it shipped back to China. So they send me free shit all the time. That makes sense. I just don't understand why this person's being a middleman if they're bouncing it back to Amazon. I don't know. So weird, right? Oh, nail polishes. You're brave. Yeah, they send stuff like that just wrapped in bubble sleeves. You're like, how did this not crash? Like, how, you know? So 7 out of 12 came broken. Oh my God. They probably just give you all of them for free. Amazon's good like that. Like, the few times I have had a problem with them, I'll be like, yeah, I just want to reorder it or whatever. Like, they'll just be like, nah, we'll just take it off your bill. Like, huh? Probably because I've been paying for that damn Prime membership for so freaking long. Don't people know it's someone's front yard and not a warehouse? And did you hear them like, yo, there's no ordinance? Like, how come when I watch Hoarders, that show Hoarders, right? It's like, oh, no, you got to clean up this mess and you got to go. It's like, nah, it's fine. They're just Amazon packages. The guy's like, it used to be worse. It used to be worse. It's better now. What? This is better? Can you imagine what it must have looked like before? Oh my God. What a disgrace.
Reached out to Amazon to ask, and spokesperson Brandon Barabo says they have no comment. But even some of the neighbors' packages get delivered to this house.
A lot of times, actually, our packages are delivered there. My husband will have to walk up there and get them.
She says her family is also considering selling their house and is concerned for people to come look at it.
It looks kind of crazy, makes the neighborhood kind of look a little crazy.
But
that girl's being way too nice. She's like, yeah, it's kind of crazy. No, this shit is not. Look at that nonsense. Look at that nonsense. I feel so bad for Ellie. She sends her poor husband over there to look for their packages. Can you imagine? Hey, honey, do you have 7 hours to go next door and look for our package? What? This is why I make Amazon take a photo of where they leave my package. You can do that, by the way. As long as, FedEx or whoever ain't delivering it. As long as Amazon delivers it, they take a photo of where they leave my package because my address is so confusing. I've always had problems where I live. So that lady needs to get hip to that. So at least she knows the vicinity of where her box is. Oh my God. This is crazy. You know how many Amazon drivers are probably like, shit, I ain't even bringing it today. I'm taking this package home. They ain't even going to know it's gone. Where are all the porch pirates at? All right. I've seen a million comments like, okay, they're running a, Crystal Magic says they get their sale from the warehouse and then they return it to Amazon for free money. Okay. How do they make money, though? They're not the ones getting the sale, though, because they're doing it for their friend, though, right? I don't know. I'm so lost. Somebody help. There's going to be a UPS driver that is crushed by the pile. That's awful. It's not even funny. My ass would be out there building a little box house for my kid to play in. Yeah, right. She'll probably get crushed, but that's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's just nuts. How did it used to be so much worse? I'll never know. I'll never know. But anyways, I thought that was interesting. I would share it with you. But I want to know what's going on here. Obviously, it must be something kind of it sounds shady, right? It definitely does sound shady. But I want to know what the ins and outs of this. Okay? Because if so, I'm opening up shop. I'm sorry to all my neighbors in advance, but Amazon's here every day anyways, right? What if it rains, Shiloh? I was thinking that. None of those boxes even look soggy, right? What are they in Tennessee, right? Yo, didn't Tennessee just have a freaking tornado? I would not want to be getting bounced off the head with freaking Amazon boxes. Can you imagine a tornado's coming down the street and you live next to these fucking people? Forget about it. You better get your helmet on. I'm not a dumpy dump. Freaking Leon. I swear on my life, I'm not a dumpy dump. Oh my god. Bless her heart. Oh, I'm going to hell in a handbasket. Anyways, I'm going to close this out. I'm going to play you a little bit of my buddy Uncivil Law, completely making Todd Grande, Dr. Todd Grande, look like a foolish fool because I think it's really funny. Okay, so don't judge me. But, okay, give me 1 second here to bring that up. So yeah, that's the Amazon delivery. What a shit show, huh? I couldn't believe my eyeballs when I saw that. I just could not. Okay. All right, let's see. Uncivil Law.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna
I mean, that
rewind
was
it.
an
Hold on.
argument from the defense. To be narrowly construed. It is to be read narrowly. It is to be read tightly. It is to be read with deference to the defense. It's the rule of lenity, right? The rule of leniency, if you prefer, right? The criminal law is to be narrowly construed. If there is ambiguity, if there are terms that are ambiguous, we interpret them in favor of the defendant. Not all terms are ambiguous just because you don't understand them, by the way, Todd. A lot of these terms, as I mentioned, have been understood for many, many hundreds of years, if not longer, in law. So the term, you may not completely understand what they're talking about, but yeah, they have a pretty good idea what they're talking about in these various statutes when they write them. You know, that's not always mean when we ambiguous, like, oh, this, it's not, well, this dictionary says this, and this dictionary says this, and this dictionary says this. And that's where I, as a lawyer, say, well, that's all real interesting. Watch me care. Do you see how much I care? Watch at my level of caring. This would be like where your cohort.
Ah, what did I do?
Or on the we had a lot of discussion on the law panel. And we had a huge debate on this. Like, are you sure? Because, hey, the lawyers aren't sure. The lawyers aren't sure about this answer. We're not sure. And, you know, because it's like, so you have the right to do something intentional. Right? If you're...
All right, guys. Sorry about that. Getting myself situated here.
They believe they're doing one thing when they're actually doing another.
Nate Brody talked about this quite intelligently in his earlier video when he compared this to pedal confusion in cars, people mistaking the brake for the gas or vice versa, and it leading to accidents. And he says, and I tend to believe him, that this happens at least once a day, leading to an accident. This happens at least once a day in the United States. which seems very plausible. Someone mixes up the gas and brake, even though they've been driving a long time. You know, things happen. The mind is a weird place. I believe it happens at least once a day leading to an accident. Now, whether or not you believe that's the cause of any particular accident, of course, is a try or a fact question. But the idea that it happens in the abstract seems plausible.
Not every incident is criminal. This is a mistake that other officers have made. There have been 15 other known cases in the United States where.
Hey, Noel, good question. They are not talking to each other. Basically, it took me a second to set it up because I was like half paying attention. Sorry about that, you guys. But basically, Dr. Todd Grande, who we all kind of put on a pedestal, right? Oh, he's so smart. Todd Grande's wicked smart. Like, he knows everything, narcissistic tendencies, yada yada. But Uncivil Law, who is also really smart at what he does, must have watched this video, or someone sent it to him, I think, and he was listening to Todd Grande talk about the legal aspects of the story he was talking about Kim Potter, and Uncivil Law completely rakes him. He's just like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. And I just think it's like adorable because he's super smart. Both of these gentlemen on the screen are really smart guys, right? But I don't think Todd Grande should be talking law, because once Uncivil Law got done spanking him, I was like, damn, Todd Grande must not be as smart as I thought he was. Or maybe Uncivil Law is just so smart that he makes everybody look dumb. I don't know. But yeah. All right. Yeah, peddle confusion. I'm going to shut the F up because I would be that person that would happen to. I'm not saying nothing. I take everything back. Peddle confusion is real. Happens all the time. I don't need no bad karma. Thank you very much. I can't even work my laptop. Leave me alone. Okay, here we go.
A police officer fires a pistol when their stated intention was to use their taser.
I believe that too.
Now moving to the next question. Was Kim Potter actually guilty of manslaughter? Let's take a look at the evidence, both for and against the idea of guilt, starting with the inculpatory evidence. There's no question that Kim Potter shot and killed Daunte Wright. Wright was unarmed. Potter had been trained to distinguish a Glock 17 from a taser. There are quite a few differences between these two weapons. For example, the Glock weighs 2.11 pounds when fully loaded.
The fact that the hilt of the taser is black, because although the front of this thing looks bright yellow, if you're holding this thing out in front of you like a pistol, you might not see any of that, right? If you're holding this thing straight out in front of you like a pistol, the entire yellow part might be hidden by the frame of the gun. So all you have is this little yellow backstrap on there to distinguish between the Glock and the taser. So whoever at the taser company designed this by making the handle of this thing black, that seems like a product liability nightmare. I don't know whose lawyers over at Taser approved that one. I don't know whose lawyers over there at Taser approved that one. And I accidentally closed the window I was watching, so I have to reopen it. So if you will give me just a moment, please do not go. We will be right back.
I want to know what you guys think, right? Like, this whole subject is interesting to me too. It really is.
I mean, yeah,
because I
if
think,
you're like paying attention.
Sorry. Obviously, I feel like Kim Potter should pay for the mistake she made, right? Do I think that she meant to shoot him with a real gun? Nope. I really think it was a mistake, but making a mistake doesn't, make you free and clear from the consequences that come along with a mistake like that. Like, that young man lost his life. He ain't here no more. You know what I mean? That whole situation, that's going to be somebody's worst nightmare. I mean, I just can't even fathom for anybody involved in that. It's just crazy, right? But yeah, right. Todd Grande's pompous, fake, in my opinion, authority and popularity has driven me insane for so long. All right, I will say this, DG, right? I can't stand how at every video he's like, today I was asked a question if, and it's always like what's trending topics. It's like, Todd, You know nobody asked you that, Todd Grande. Nobody asked you that. Nobody asked you to talk about James Franco. You know what I mean? Like whatever's trending, he goes, yeah, I've been asked. Nah, nobody asked you, Todd. Nobody asked you. With your cactuses over there in the corner. His merch is weird. You ever look at Todd Grande's merch? He's got like a really weird orange shirt that doesn't, the pattern on it is like super strange. I'm like, who's calling the shots over there at the Grande household? But I don't mind him. I think once in a while his dry humor can make me laugh. He has like dad jokes. He tries to be funny, but he's not, kind of thing. And I think he's intelligent, man, but he's not as intelligent as he plays off he is, kind of thing. And somebody was raking him in the comments the other day. They were like, you ain't even all that. You just trained counselors. I was like, ooh, Todd. Even Todd Grande has haters, right? And he don't fuck with nobody. He won't even respond. Speaking of people and channels and responding, Uncivil Law, it's just me and you here right now. The other night, when I told you I liked your voice and I liked to listen to you talk, you hearted my comment. Right? I saw the notification come up. Uncivil Law just hearted your comment. And then I got all excited and I went to your comment section and the heart was gone. Tell me why. Why are you going to do that to me, Uncivil Law? It's like, oh, I'm going to heart this, but then I'm going to take it away. Lord giveth and he taketh away. Anyways, it's enough for me. Let's finish this.
Yeah, you'll notice it. But if you're used to firing Glocks, you'll never notice that on the trigger. Yeah, no. Have you ever fired a Glock, by the way, Doctor? I'm just asking.
The taser does not have this feature. Moving to the exculpatory evidence, there's little question that Kim Potter's actions were.
I'm super annoying. I'm really sorry, but I need to stop this. It's just, okay. Our Lady Chantal of Perpetual Poutine says, regardless of everything, we all know Todd smells like Old Spice. Just saying. Ding, ding, ding. Ain't that the truest comment I've ever seen tonight? Oh my God. Oh my God. He definitely, my godfather, don't tell him, okay? Don't tell him. If you're out here, just please forgive me. My godfather smells like he bathes in Old Spice. I have like Old Spice PTSD and I'm not even fucking playing, all right? He drenches himself in it, all right? Guys, Vlad and Paul are out there. Any of you dudes out here in the comments, right? Maybe now, maybe later. Old Spice is not, there's nothing good about it. I'm sorry. Nope. That's all I had to say about that. Oh, I can smell it through. I can just smell it right now. Just looking at Todd Grande. Yep.
Unintentional. Potter only fired the Glock one time, as if she thought she was firing the taser. If she intended to fire her pistol, she would have fired more than once, as per her training.
I don't know if she would have or not. Usually the training is you shoot to stop the threat. I mean, I can't swear to their training. I'm sure it was in the testimony. And if we went back to the trial and listened, we could. But, I'm going to just go ahead and assume, because I feel pretty comfortable in the assumption because, hey, there's testimony out there. You can go listen to exactly the training. But I'm just going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to assume the training says you shoot to stop the threat. It probably doesn't say if you're going to shoot once, please shoot more than one time. It probably doesn't say, like, if you're planning on shooting once, please shoot a minimum of 2 times, or please shoot a minimum of 4 times. I'm going to guess the training doesn't say it is not okay to only fire your pistol once. Please fire a multiple of times. I'm going to guess the training says fire until the threat is stopped. That might be
Axe
one time.
body spray.
That might be more than one time.
Axe body spray is the cousin of Old Spice. Don't say you didn't hear that from me, though, okay?
But if she was really going to fire her gun, she would have fired more than once because her training told her to fire more than once. Really? How many times did her training tell her to fire? What was the minimum number of times? Yeah.
Her reaction after the shooting is also consistent with someone who recognized they had just made a mistake. Daunte Wright was breaking the law when he was shot. He was resisting arrest. Wright was attempting to put his vehicle in gear. Michael Johnson had reached into the car.
Mhm.
If Wright had driven away, Johnson could have been injured or killed. One may
Correct.
consider the car to be a deadly weapon under those
Yes.
circumstances. Potter had never fired her Glock or her taser in the line of duty. This is a good thing in terms of public safety, but it also means she was not aware of how she would react to a situation if she had to use her firearm or taser. When considering all the evidence, do I think that Kim Potter was guilty? Here's how I look at this case.
Oh, please
I
tell me.
think that Potter was reckless by producing and firing a gun in the situation. However, I think there is reasonable doubt that she was guilty of manslaughter. There are two areas.
What? Hold on. What?
Potter had never fired her Glock or her taser in the line of duty. This is a good thing in terms of public safety, but it also means she was not aware of how she would react to a situation if she had to use her firearm or taser. When considering all the evidence, do I think that Kim Potter was guilty? Here's how I look at this case. I think that Potter was reckless by producing and firing a gun in the.
Okay. I think Kim Potter was reckless by holding and producing a gun. I accept your premise.
Situation. However, I think there is reasonable doubt that she was guilty of manslaughter.
What? How? What? You think Kim Potter is reckless in having and producing the firearm, but you think there was reasonable doubt as to Kim Potter being guilty of manslaughter, even though you find she was reckless of using and possessing the firearm, which is the predicate. How?
There are two areas of reasonable doubt from my point of view. One, Dante Wright was resisting arrest and may have endangered Sergeant Johnson. Two, the use of the word conscious in the definition for manslaughter is not consistent with her behavior. This word
Uncivil's face. I love it.
Then you don't get to reckless. You can't think all those things at the same time. You can't think all those things at the same time. If you think that the other officer was in danger and she was acting to protect him, then she wasn't reckless.
Anyways, you guys get the hint.
If you think, hold on, the stupid is going.
I'm gonna link this video. It's really interesting nonetheless, and I just get a kick on Uncivil Law. Ever since he banged his head against the wall when he was talking about Katie Joy, it's just hilarious to me. But yeah, Dr. Grande, I don't know, man. I never realized like how dumb he can really sound until good old Kurt here takes him to the cleaner for his words, you know. I know one thing. I would never want to argue with Uncivil Law. I know that much. But anyways, I'm going to link his channel, this video, if you guys want to finish it or watch it. But he's really intelligent. I've been trying to listen to people who are halfway intelligent lately because, you know, you get sucked up in the drama tubes and that's not good for anybody. But I do enjoy him once in a while, as much as I'm not really that interested in law. He has some good episodes. He has like you know what he did that I thought was funny before I run here because I do have to go, but he took the people who raided the Capitol, he turned it into like a game show, and he would go through each contestant one by one. He'd be like, "Oh, in today's episode we have this one." he's a funny guy. He makes it fun, right? And some of my favorite teachers in life were people who, you know how to make things fun. But anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out. I am going to set up a stream tomorrow to talk about that story I wanted to tell you about from the old lady from back in the day. I can't give too much away, but yeah, Nate the lawyer is adorable too. I love Nate the lawyer. I think he's a good guy. You know, Ponytail gang's not going to like that, but hey, it is what it is. Oh man. Anyways, guys, thanks for hanging out. I know I've kind of been a drab lately, haven't been here much, but I like talking about random things like this with you guys. It's fun, you know. James Franco, I don't know if there's hope for him, but he looked nice while it lasted. Now he just looks like Seacrest, and I'm over it. You know. I'm over it. But so fun. All right, guys, don't use Old Spice, okay? And Axe body spray is the cousin or nephew of Old Spice, and Bod is the dirty half sister, right? That nobody likes, the misfit from the family, the black sheep. Okay. So, anyways, all right. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye. Thank you for hanging. Oh, thanks to my moderators. You guys are awesome. Bye.